Hey there, YouTube. Actually, I was about to put that in my mouth and I haven't even lit it yet. Smoking my Joe Case Mad Hatter. There's like a glare from the light above. Maybe a little better, I don't know. Beautiful pipe, nice grain. I can't thank Joe enough. This pipe is awesome. Deep bowl. It's a lot of tobacco. I think I need more than one match. Yeah, that's good. So, I don't know how you guys are doing. Hopefully well. It's only Tuesday, but it's been a long week so far. Smoking some Cornell and Deal bridge mixture. It's got a whole lot of stuff in here, actually. Bright and red Virginias, spiced with Turkish, Latakia, Perique, Cavendish, and a touch of Dark Fire Kentucky. It's like a kitchen sink English, to be honest with you. Great tobacco, in fact, so good. As you can see, it's almost gone. This was a 2016. Yeah, 2016, almost a year old. I've had this for a little bit, probably about 3-4 months now. I mean, to be honest with you, you smell the tin. It's gonna have that normal Cornell and Deal smell where you think that it's topped, but it's not. And this one's certainly not topped of anything that I can find with. Although a lot of Cornell and Deal stuff does come that way. This line also, I don't remember which line this comes out of. The vintage blends. Comes out of the vintage blends. So great tobacco. Really flavorful. You can definitely tell, it's in English because you get the Latakia, you get the Turkish. You certainly get the overall notes of the Dark Fire Kentucky. There's a bit of strength there. Generally hits me about halfway down the bowl. I have not smoked it in this pipe yet, so we'll see how it goes. This pipe puts out a lot of smoke. It's a 3/4 of an inch bowl, actually. That's what I asked for. I know my beard's jacked up today. I might as well just wear it really jacked up later in the evening. But pretty cool smoke. The bowl does heat up a little bit depending on what you're smoking, but this has dried out nicely. That it's in good shape and smokes really well. So for those of you who are new to my channel, maybe just a little history around the Joe Case pipe. It comes with a nice little baggie. I was sitting at work one day, late at night actually, and got a little, not bored with work, but just had these thoughts in my mind as to what what was going on in my life and things like that. And eventually, I've been smoking for a while up to this point of the story. That I figured, you know what? Let's design a pipe. So that's what I did. And I started subscribing to the YTPC close to this time, actually. And you can check out my earlier videos. You've probably seen my yabo of this. But I started subscribing, and I subscribed to Joe Case. And I love his pipes. I mean, he's doing awesome work out of his shop. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe he would be willing to take my design and build off of it, right? So I mean, it was definitely simple. I kind of drew out a rough shape, as well as kind of some dimensions in regards to the bowl. Said I wanted a short bend, right? I didn't want a full bend, but I wanted a short bend, so it kind of had that bent Dublin look almost. I wanted a sitter. Sorry about the shake there. I wanted a sitter so it sits nice and flat. And sure enough, Joe was awesome. He outdid himself with this pipe and has just gone crazy. Like, there's been a lot of good versions of this, of people saying, you want this customization, that customization. I think Joe has been awesome with this pipe, to be honest with you. I'm trying to finish off some tins, bridge mixture being one of them, haunted bookshop being another. I'm getting close on this one as well. Literally, guys, I just opened this probably a month ago, and this has been my go-to smoke. This is McClellan's Balkan Beauty. Highly recommend it. I have been working on this tin of Frog Morton, and it's still got some good temperature, some moisture to it. But this Frog Morton on the town for a while now, actually. This one is 2015. I'm pretty sure. At least I remember buying this in 2015 before my move here in 16. So it's probably 2 years old. So it traveled really well. When I moved, I stored my tobacco pretty well. My house keeps a pretty good humidification to it. We run a humidifier every now and then. My office stays nice, and for the most part, doesn't really change temperature as well. So I've got about 4 tins I'm trying to finish off here. I just started this GLP's sixpence. Really good. I got a ways to go on Cornell and Deal Vieux Carré. This is good too. Now this one and this one are top. But, overall, beautiful pipe tobaccos. I've been smoking for a while now. Got a lot of different pipes. My collection's not as huge as a lot of others, but I got a lot of different go-to pipes. This one was given to me by my father. This is a 1970s tinderbox. Great pipe. Forgot to scrape a little bit off the sides there. This is a cool Dublin. You guys have seen this a good bit recently. This is the Sparky Special. Great pipe. I've got a lot of other stuff I've been trying to finish off. Some Squadron Leader. Saturday mornings, kind of try to get into some Squadron Leader. Man, this stuff, Dunhill Royal Yacht, I think this is from 2013, 2014. It smells so good. It's almost like it's right moisture. And I'm not going to lie, it smells like a good Irish malted tea, like an Irish red tea. It smells really good. So, one thing I'm also trying is, this is probably too much to have open. I'm trying the Peter Stokkeby Bullseye Flake. Bullseye Flake is, I think, what they call it. It's really, really good. I need to get some more of it. I'm buying it in bulk. It's the only way it comes. I wish it came at a 10. So one thing that's, I guess, come to mind and really on my plans recently are to D2. No. Is to kind of keep some notes. In fact, actually, I do a lot of note taking. So I'll do a quick discussion. Maybe we could do it on pipe tobacco, bridge mixture, note taking, and a new pen. Since I do a lot of writing, but so let me start with note taking. I recently got these. This is the Field Notes memo book, 48 pages of beautiful lined paper. Actually, this is graph paper. Sorry, graph paper. As you can see, the monitor flicker there because of it. But this is the Chicago notebook, Field Notes. It's kind of like a craft paper on the outside. It's got a special red and the black noting lettering for Field Notes. I think this is actually, for Field Notes, is their proprietary ink for this color. I believe it actually lists it back here. Yep, it sure does. Yeah, Dachshund Nose Black, Haymarket Red, North Branch Blue, Tokyo inks, or Toyo inks. So no, it's actually a Toyo ink, but they have some stuff listed on this for their patent. But anyway, I've started to write, kind of my smoking notes in here. In fact, I may actually go to the back of this little notebook because there's 48 pages here. I may go to the back of the notebook and write down what I have opened on one side and what I have unopened on the other side. So I like Field Notes, great notepads, really good notebooks. You don't get much see-through where you can see lettering on the other side. And that's really when you write with fountain pen ink. So you don't get too much see-through. You do kind of get the impressions of your writing if you're writing in a ballpoint. You certainly get the impressions in the paper from the other side if you're writing on it. So it's not too bad. But overall, I think these are really good things to keep notes, especially when you're smoking. I'm doing a lot of thinking for the most part when I'm smoking. And so I like to keep a note or 2 or 3 or 10 in there. And it just kind of helps me go back and remember, 5 years from now, if I want to get a 10, I can write down, okay, this was really good, and this is certainly something I want to get again, or I want to sell her. Then this is, and it's going to be a little hard to see because I don't really have a good camera, but this is a Fisher Space Pen. And this is in their raw brass. So the reason why it looks so dull, actually, is because I've been using it a lot. But you can kind of see there, just a little bit of shininess on the tip of it there, because my fingers really touch here. So it's yay small when you write, but it's absolutely postable. So it's like a whole pen when you write. Good pen ink actually is injected. The ink section is injected with nitrogen so that it pushes on the ink and it can write anywhere. It can write upside down. It can write in water. It can write in space. It can write in desert. It can write anywhere. I mean, it doesn't. There literally is nowhere that it cannot write. And so this is a really good pen. Now, the one concern and the one thing I've found is that if you don't write with it for a while, you're actually going to not be able to write with it again. It will dry out in a pen that has an open cap. So if you get this fake space pen that clicks, if you let it sit out or you don't let it sit in a closed fashion for a long period of time, you will lose your capability of writing, and you'll need to get a new ink section for your pen. It'll just be a solid piece of brass and you can't use it. Recommend Field Notes, recommend Fisher Space Pens. Check them out. Definitely can get them on Amazon. Most of the Field Notes come in a 3-pack, which is nice. You get 100 and you get a whole lot of piece of paper. You get a whole lot of paper to be able to write on. They're small. They're 3.5 by 5.8 inches, I believe, is the current size that I have. And they come in a few special versions, and they definitely release specials every year with it. Yeah, so if you wanted a space pen, I got it about $16, the raw brass. And if you wanted a notebook, I got those about $10. So for about $26, you get 3 notebooks and a pen. It allows you to write down what's going on in your life, whatever you really want to write. I like to use it during my pipe smoking sessions. I take notes. I mean, I write how I'm feeling. I write how I'm thinking. And if there's literally nothing that I'm thinking about, I write. I'm not thinking about anything. I just like to keep up with what's going on. I bet you guys like to do the same thing. So I'm really interested in finding out what you do. And hopefully you guys can tell me about it. Feel free to leave a comment below. Just let me know what things are going on. I'll read the comments and hopefully get back to you. You can also PM me if you prefer to do a private message. That's cool too. I like to do that. I like to read the notes and listen to people as well. So I will admit to those of you who are my viewers, I know I don't have many, but look, I'm not good at responding. Just because I get so busy. So please forgive me. I love to read your notes. I may have failed to respond to you, so I do apologize, and will do my best to respond once I read your message as well. So, how's the tobacco? Well, let me read to you what it says first. A sophisticated crossover blend of bright and red Virginias, spiced with Turkish, Latakia, Perique, Cavendish, and a touch of dark-fired Kentucky to help you over troubled waters. After smoking the whole bowl, you get almost a desire for a little more. Now, for some of you who are not Kentucky fans, you're going to notice that there's a hit. There's definitely a hit of strength here. And since it's a little strong, you probably should not smoke a second bowl. I've done it. It didn't lay me out, but it certainly, I kind of knew after that second bowl, I was like, all right, that's good. I'm done for a while. And I think I actually took a day off after that. Windy outside. So there's a slight bit of sweetness here. It's mellowed out since the tin is open, and I like it even more today than I did the first day I opened it. The first day I opened it, it was super sweet, probably a little moist, so I let it dry out a good while, and super strong with the Kentuckys. But now it's actually melded together pretty well. Plus, I'm towards the bottom, so based on the percentages of what's in the tin, there may be a little less of something than there was the first time. So the Virginias, I don't get those hay notes. I get a very earthy note. Maybe a bit of grassy type note, but not really actual hay. The Turkish, I get a lot more of the Turkish than I do the Latakia. The Perique, you definitely get a spice around your tongue and in your mouth and a little bit in the back of your throat, actually. The Cavendish adds a little extra sweetness, to be honest with you, to me. And what really comes into play towards the end of your puff as you kind of exhale, you get the notes of the Dark Fire Kentucky. Now, they're light because there's not a lot of Dark Fire Kentucky in here. But if you've smoked, let's see, H.H. Bold Kentucky by McBaron, you're going to know Kentucky. Or Dark Strong Kentucky, which may have Virginias in it, or a higher percentage of Virginias, you're gonna know the flavor of Kentucky. It's just there. You really get it, and you kind of understand. Very earthy, little nutty, strong, to be honest with you. In fact, so strong that I probably did something I shouldn't have. No, just joking. I wanted to try something. I wanted to make a monster blend, a monster mash, or whatever you want to call it. So I took what was left over, which was probably about 4 or 5 flakes of this Bold Kentucky, and I had 2 or 3 flakes left over of the Dunhill Red Virginia, and I blended those together, and actually, it's a really good blend. Actually, I think it's called Dunhill Dark Flake, but they're Red Virginias. It's a really good blend. So that's what's been going on with me. Great pipe tobacco. I think you actually should go buy this one. It's going to cost you about $9 a 10, maybe $15 max a 10. It really has a lot of flavor to it. It certainly is one of those relaxation but reflection type blends because for me, when I smoke it, it causes me to think about my day and just kind of reflect on things that have gone on. And you know what? If the day's really hard, I like to go to this one because truthfully, by the time I get done with this bowl, I'm really done for the night. And like it says, it kind of helps you over troubled waters. And so that's really What I actually like this for is just kind of a relaxation and reflection type pipe tobacco. Well, I hope you guys are well, doing good, staying safe and healthy. Winter's coming up. Hopefully everyone around the world is going to be focused in on their season. I know the United States is in the winter time for the most part. Some of us are in and out of winter, surprisingly. But you know what? Enjoy some pipe tobacco today, this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is where you're at. Enjoy some tobacco. Enjoy your pipe. Rest, relax, refresh, and reflect. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.